Alright, so it's been about 2.5 days. It's called 3 days since I put the epoxy primer on. Still looking pretty good. Everything's nice and dry. So I'm gonna do today, have a couple hours before I have to get ready for work, is I'm gonna come out and any of the areas I see with little dents or dings in there, I'm gonna come out, just rough them up with some sandpaper. Might just do probably 80 grit. If not, step it up to like 120 or something. But I'm just gonna go around the car, see any areas I see with the dings and dents in there, scuff it up with some sandpaper, and then what I'll do, once everything's scuffed up, if I have enough time, I'll get the body filler out and just put a little bit of body filler on all those areas. I doubt I'll have enough time for it to dry, and then go back through and sand everything down. But just gonna get the body filler on there today, and tomorrow might come out and sand everything down. I was planning on either Monday or Tuesday, but Monday's gonna be a holiday, so I have to wait till Tuesday to go pick up the 2K primer and paint. So I'll grab both of those, and then Tuesday I'll try to get it at least in 2K primer, get about 2 coats of that on, then start block sanding. And once I'm feel good about the block sanding, make sure everything's straight, and then I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but then after the block sanding I'll go back in and put some color on it. So yeah, let me put this down and just get to marking the areas that I find. Like I said, I didn't even notice all this before, but that's pretty bad. Got one here, little dent there. The hood itself looks fairly straight. The doors, like I said, that hole I had to fill in with the fiberglass. I'm gonna have to smooth that out with a little bit of filler. The trunk lid is pretty straight. I'm not seeing anything on that one, so it's that area on the door. I have to fill in these holes right here. So I have that one on the that'd be the driver's side, and then same thing with the passenger side. Have one there, and this one here, and then that one there. Couple little dents all in here, so I'll get a nice coat of body filler in there. There might be a little ding on the hood right in there, but I think high build primer will be able to cover that up. Like I said, this one, this driver's side rear quarters, probably going to need the most work. So we'll see about that. But yeah, all the little hell dings and dents on the roof. So yeah, got a little bit of work ahead of me. Yeah, obviously that one. So yeah, let me get started, and probably won't put you guys on the time lapse. I'll just sand all this down and then do another walk around. Make sure it's probably going to be a little bit easier to see them once they're scuffed up. But let me put the camera down and get to work. Alright, so there goes everything. Pretty much have the glove on, running my hand over it, feeling any low spots or any dips or anything. Just scuffed up any areas that I felt some imperfections in, or felt a little low. So go back in, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Get up a little earlier tomorrow when it's a little cooler out, and fill some of these spots. So I have a pretty decent sized dent there. The hood, like I said, I didn't see anything, so I'm gonna just leave this one. Wait till I 2K and block it, and hope it's as straight as it look. Same thing with the trunk lid. There was a little high spot there, so I roughed it up, but nothing too worried about. This fender had a couple dings on this side. A little one here. And then a one right in there. Like I said, I pointed out where this one was. That's where I used a fiberglass filler to patch that hole in. Then this corner piece, used some body hammers. There was a little ridge. Hammer that down. And then all these little divots in here. So go back through and just fill those in with some body filler. And it's a little weird, this whole area. So like right in here. So I might go through, just put a light skim coat body filler on all this, and then just sand it down. As far as this body goes, have the 2 dents in here, so I'm gonna take care of those. And then this really wasn't a dent, I just spilled something on it, so I wiped it off and then sanded it down a little bit. What else? The roof. Like I said, there's small dings and dents there, so when I ran my hand across it, I wasn't worried about the small ones I could barely fill. I'm gonna see if the high build primer would take care of those. But the little dents that I could actually fill, I went ahead and scuffed all those up. Like I said, I ran my hand just across the whole body, filling any little dents or dings or anything. Scuffed up this little one on here, and a few more on the roof. So hopefully that's all it is. I had to take the body hammers to this area. It was a high spot, I think, from when I did the stud welder. So I had to hammer that in a little bit. Then I'll just smooth it out with the body filler. Same thing with this area. I'll just smooth that out. And there's pretty much a crease runs all the way along here on the rear quarter. So what I did was scuff that up, and then I'll try to smooth that out also. And then there were some tabs still with the stud welder. I went in and hammered those down too. So it's just a little bit of a process. As far as these go right here, the door strikers, I was going to fiberglass them on top of the or underneath the epoxy, so just on bare metal. But I decided I'll just smooth them out with some body filler on top of the epoxy, and those should be good. Alright, just mess around with the body filler. Just laid it on all the spots I previously sanded. So just getting a light coat on all those. Shouldn't need much, but I'll let this dry pretty much overnight. I'll come back in the morning, sand it all down. I might come out early enough to get it sanded down before I run to the paint shop to go grab the primer, but I think I'll hit it with, I think, 120 at first, work my way up to about 320. So just put on the areas and I'll smooth it down, try to feather it out. I hate body filler. I think because I just rush it. I don't sand it out like I should. This time I'm gonna take my time, get it a lot smoother, and make it look right. So I don't think I missed any areas. Pretty much got all of them. So yeah, that's the plan. That's all I'm doing today. Just have to get ready for work, so decided to come out, hit all the spots with a little bit of body filler before that. And I know I've been watching the videos and been noticing all the sun and stuff, everything's adjusting. So I ordered some filters for the camera. They should be in here pretty soon. So hopefully I'll keep it from washing out like it does. But we'll see. Try to increase the video quality a little bit. But yeah, that's it. Just a little bit of body filler. All right, and I forgot this whole piece right here. So mix up a little bit more body filler, put a coat on there, and then I'll call it a day. All right, now it's all done. I know it looks like a lot, but it's just a small, thin coat. You see where it's darker in here? That's where that ridge was, or the dent. So most of this will get sanded off anyway, but I just wanted to even out that ridge right in there. I'm sure somebody's gonna ask. I'm just using this Evercoat body filler or gold filler. Most of the time I use Bondo, but they had this. Then, well, I guess Bondo glass. I couldn't find the fiberglass filler in it, but tomorrow I'll come out with that and fill these holes in. So, I think those holes, I did one of them. Might have been up front on here already. So, yeah. Maybe, yeah, patched that with it already, so it's gonna be alright. I said just have that spot, those 3 little spots on that door, and then I use a fiberglass filler around here just to smooth all these out. Just went ahead and roughed up all the body filler areas. I'm gonna go through again, rough up all the panels, because it said it's good up to 5 days. It's the 5th day, so I'll rough them up just in case. Probably hit everything with 240 or up to 320. Just scuff all the panels up and went ahead and scuff all the panels up. Like I said, they said it's okay to primer over it up to 5 days, but like I said, this is the 5th day, so just to be careful. I'm gonna go through and block all the, pretty much the entire car. Just hit that with probably, I said 240 or 320, something in that range, just to give everything a little scuff up before the high build goes on there. But all these areas are sanded down pretty smooth. Try to feather out all the edges, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so filled these areas with a little fiberglass filler. So just waiting for them to dry. Also did a couple of the larger areas here. Along here, I think I'm gonna run just a little bit of body filler, smooth all this out. But I did go through, added a little bit of fiberglass filler in between these welds, so I think it should be pretty smooth. I don't need it to be perfect, but just trying to make it look a little bit more uniformed in there. So did to both sides. Once it dries, just grab the sander and rough it in. Alright, just went back, threw a little bit of body filler in those areas on the door I patched up. And then, you know, I said I didn't want these perfect, but went through after the fiberglass filler, threw this body filler on there, fill all those little dips in there. Same thing with along here. I'll let this dry and I'll smooth all that out. Do the same thing on this one also. So try to get these as smooth as I can, so that way they look like they're supposed to be in there. All right, so been lazy the last few days. Just been taking it easy, relaxing, but finally gonna come out and just sand the epoxy. Went ahead and got some 180 and 320. So hopefully this is enough. I was looking at some other packs, but they wouldn't have been here for a while. They were a little bit larger rolls, so we'll see if this is enough for the epoxy. I'll get some more when I do the high build. So, and then the door block kit I ordered, a little small, so I'm gonna make it work. I wish that one was a little bit bigger, but I'm gonna make them work. There are a few little areas I might hit with the orbital sander just to knock this down a little bit faster, and then also in here just knock this down a little bit, then I'll go back over it by hand and smooth it out. But I think those are going to blend in real nicely. I'm going to hit it with the 180. I might do one of the doors that I already started on. The 180 is too aggressive. I'll just step up to the 320 right away, which I think I've been reading online in most high builds. It's mixed reviews. Everybody has different opinions, but a lot of people say that 180, a high build primer would hide 180 scratches, and other people say take it to 220 or 320. So I didn't have 220 up there, or else I probably would have grabbed just the 220 and the 320. But I'm gonna hit it with the 180 first. If it's taking too much off or not doing its job, I'll just step up to the 320. Pretty much just want to scuff up all the panels, so that way when I spray the high build, it'll give it something to bite to. But nothing crazy. Everything looks pretty smooth, which, you know, once you get to actually block sand in the high build, that's going to show a lot more with the guide code and everything. But it's just a process. It's a very long process. And I see why a lot of people don't like body work. So, but like I said, I'm trying to do a little bit better than I did the Elko. So, one step at a time. But let me put this down, throw you guys on the time lapse, and get to it. So it's getting a little late. Close the garage all the way so the neighbors can't hear some of the little bit of the sander, but I'm gonna call it a day. Just pick it up tomorrow morning. Probably be the end of the video. I've already done pretty much everything I needed to do. I did go back through with some blue tape, and it's on multiple panels. It's just places I've found a little bit of a dent still, so I'm gonna go through one more pass with some body filler, sand that down. Like I said, just small areas and a couple that weren't body filled before, but just found a few dents there and pretty much around the whole car. But with sanding the epoxy, your paper will get clogged up pretty quick. So you either got to keep wiping it down or switching paper. I usually just give it a couple pats with my hand and then wipe it with the rag a little bit. It seemed to clean it off for the most part, or else you end up getting I'm not sure if you can see those big scratches, but I really can't feel them too much. Did have gloves on the most part. Like, your hands get pretty oily, so you don't want that sitting on the primer and everything. So the longer one, it was okay for areas like the roof and the hood, but for the most part, this round one did pretty good. Like in between the grooves here, on the hood, on the door, areas like in here, or where this body line is, those curves, that's where you want that round one. And the small one did a pretty good job too. But like I said, that'll probably be the end of this video. I just prepping for the high build. I think I got everything pretty much roughed up with the 180. I think I'm just gonna stick with the 180 and not go 320. So I think the high build, I'll do about 2 coats of high build and do the block sanding and the guide coat and all that stuff. But I think for now, this is a good point. I'll still go back through and get all these jams and the small areas, do all those by hand. But this is really starting to look like it's actually molded in. I'll come back out tomorrow, hit this area a little bit more with the sander, and then try to even it out at the bottom also. As far as the rocker, I'm gonna try to get it as smooth as I can, but no promises on that one. So that one might be a little rough, but these look pretty good. But yeah, just a little bit of elbow grease. These areas we were high spots, so went through, gave it a little tap with the body hammer, just a little one, knock it down a little bit. But other than that, yeah, tomorrow come out, put a little bit of body fillers on the areas of the blue tape, and then get the jams by hand. And after I do that, I'll run to the paint shop, pick up the primer, and I might have them, might do the paint also. I'm just going to single stage it with the color I'm looking for. I was talking to the guys at the paint shop, and it's just single stage it, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I did realize I might have to go buy a new primer gun, because I took it apart for the most part. Had some of the stuff sitting in a little mixing cup with some paint thinner or cleaner, and I guess I threw that cup away, so those parts were in it. So I'm gonna have to pick up a new paint gun tomorrow also, or primer gun. I'm not painting with that one, but so I have to knock this down. Didn't do any of that, but that's it. Just was at the 180 on the epoxy. I do have some tack rags, so before the high build goes on there, we'll blow everything off, hit it with the tack rag, and then epoxy it. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna call it a night.